Yo, so this is a little bit of a different video. I know, you're probably thinking, what the heck? It's supposed to be a 3D channel, but it's not. Well, I don't know what it's supposed to be. I do both 2D and 3D still. Like I still love doing 2D illustrations and digital art and painting and concept art, and I love doing 3D. I love doing both those things together at the same time. It's a threesome. But what I want to show today is this cool illustration. First of all, this is a cover I did for Ramses B, if that's how you say their name. I don't really know usually how to say a lot of EDM artist names, but this is a cover I did. It's really cool, and the key point here is this spaceship, right? Like it's a cool spaceship. It's really dragging your eye in. And how I did it was I used the lasso tool, and that's how I make all these shapes, these graphic shapes you see everywhere. I used the lasso tool, and I really wanted to just make this video because I made a similar video on TikTok, and Adobe commented on there. It's really cool. Like I've done a couple videos like this where I use the lasso tool to show how I paint characters or cityscapes or whatever. And if you look at a lot of my illustrative work, my 2D artwork, my covers, all those things, I have kind of like a look, and I can do a whole separate video on discovering your style and figuring out your style and all that kind of stuff. But for now, I just want to focus on the lasso tool specifically and how I'm able to get like these interesting shapes and just how I use it. And if you use the lasso tool a lot, if you use the lasso tool a lot, you probably know all of this stuff already. So, but some of you who don't, and I still get questions about how I'm doing this stuff, this video is for you. So lasso tool can be a lot of fun. It's a great way to just like capture a lot of shapes and then paint within them, kind of like clipping masks and all that. It's really fun. So this is how I made the spaceship. I grabbed the lasso tool and get it to be like the free one, not the polygonal lasso tool, just the free one. Because the first tip is that you can switch between the freehand lasso tool and the polygonal lasso tool really fast. So by doing that is, if you start drawing something organic with the lasso tool and then hold Alt on the keyboard, when you let go, it turns into a polygonal tool. So then you can just kind of click around and it will make the hard edges. And then if you click and drag again, it turns back into an organic shape. So this is one way that I get a good mix of hard and soft, or hard and round edges when I'm making a lot of my shapes and figures and all that kind of stuff. So for the spaceship, let's say we do something like this, and then I hold Shift to add a shape. So once you've made a shape like this, you can hold Shift and make a new shape. What's cool is that you can combine both of those things I just mentioned. So you can press and hold Shift to make a shape, and then while you're still holding down the left mouse button, click Alt. So now I'm holding down Shift and Alt at the same time, and you start getting these polygonal shapes. And then when you let go, you get the shape that you want. So if I wanted to make that spaceship, it kind of has like this core body, and then it has like, you know, impressions of wings and then like a tail or something like that. And I know right now it looks like a Christmas tree, but this is essentially the way that I did it. And so I just kind of curved it out, give it some like personality so that it's not super rigid and it has a lot of this like forward motion. The other thing is that if you add a shape and then you want to delete something, when you don't have anything clicked and your mouse just looks like this, like you're not drawing anything, if you click Alt, I know it's kind of confusing. Shift and Alt are both the only buttons you'll be pressing. But if you click Alt without drawing anything, it turns into a negative symbol, and then you can delete things. So really you can do a lot with the lasso tool, and you can just kind of, as long as you don't click away, because as soon as you click away, it goes away. As long as you don't click away, you can slowly make all the shapes that you want and just kind of add shapes, remove stuff, add, remove. It's really fun, really iterative. That's the right word to use here, hopefully. But yeah, I learned this from, I think I learned this method or this way of using the lasso tool from Maciej Kuciara, who's a concept artist. And that's kind of where a lot of my ideas and ways of digital painting comes from, concept art, because I really wanted to do concept art for a long time. And I did get to do concept art as a freelance artist, but I didn't do a ton. I got to work on a couple small indie games and films and things like that, but never, you know, quite made it into the industry and working on those big AAA games. Maybe one day. So this is essentially the spaceship, and I know it looks like the Grinch like Christmas tree, but once you do that, once you have the shape down, you go here, you can make it a clipping mask, or you can lock it, do both at the same time. But once you have it like this, you can continue using that method. So let's say you want to start kind of defining a little bit of that shape. So I'm gonna just pick like a darker color to get like shadows, and you start kind of modeling the ship out, like the way that whatever makes sense. Yeah, I mean, you get the idea. It's not perfect, but this is how I did the spaceship for the illustration for this one, and I just kept repeating that method. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and talk to you in the next one. Bye.